Node 564560 connected to Node 564562.
W7ITL, testing 1, 2, 3. W7ITL, this is W7ITL, testing 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Western it's one of those nights. Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. We are beginning our net. We do video simultaneously with 2-meter transmissions. If you have any questions about this, you can call us on this net. So far checked in by way of video, we have K9PQ, November, KD7QKU, W7ITL, 87NP, and I am November 7, Quebec Oscar. Is there anyone else out there who would like to check in at this time? I guess not. Well, Ron, the microphone is yours. KD7QKU. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Takes me a second here to get everything shut down and turned off and turned on. Well, good evening, everybody. This is Ron, KD7QKU. I'm up here, I guess you'd call it North Tacoma. We had quite a bit of snow. I don't know how many of you others had snow, but we had about 4 inches. I put out some pictures. The trees in the front yard, I don't know how high they are, 30 feet or something. I guess they're called arborvitae. They're, windbreak type trees. They're common. They're all over. Anyway, the one must have had a half a dozen different small trunks rather than one or two larger ones like most of them do. And apparently they had been wired together. And when we had the windstorm, the wind whipped them around, I guess, and broke the wire. And then when it snowed, the snow caused the limbs, to bend down. And one of the larger parts of the tree broke off. It's laying in the front yard. So I have a friend that does a lot of stuff for me, Armando, and he said he would come over tomorrow about 1 o'clock, and we'll try to tie the thing back all together so it looks like a tree, one of those vertical evergreen trees. And I guess I'll have to cut up that one part that broke off. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So back to net, KD7QKU.
Thank you, Ron. Bob, your turn. K9PQ. Go ahead, sir.
Says Bob, K9PQ, and let's see. As far as my news, no, we had a little rain mixed with snow up here, but nothing stuck. I think the lowest it got was 35, and so yeah, at least nothing I saw stuck. Maybe overnight some did, but I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think it was all just very wet. Um, I did also get a chance on a clear night. It was actually about a little over a week ago. I forgot to mention this before. I did get my camera out with the tracker, with the star tracker, and I got it very nearly set up. I mean, I think I got everything pretty much right. I was just doing a few minor adjustments, and the cold just got to me. My hands were hurting. It was about upper 30s, and that was just too cold for me. And with the controls of the camera, I really can't wear gloves and control them. So I'm leaving that for a little bit warmer evening. It won't have to be really warm like 70s, but I'd like it to be up in the 50s at least. I think 60 would be better. So we'll see. Might be a little while, but we are supposed to get a warming trend. But you know how it is this time of year. If it's warmer, it probably means it's overcast and raining. So a warm, clear night is probably a long way off. Anyway, I'll give it another shot here soon. Okay, I'll send it back. This is K9PQ.
Thank you, Bob. Wade, W7ITL. Go ahead, sir.
You guys can pass over me. I'm eating and I'm trying to figure out why my audio is not working. W7ITL back to net.
Roger that, Wade. We see you munching there. I heard your audio. There was somewhat of an echo on 2 meters now, though. But anyway, we'll come around to you next go-around. Carlos, 87NP. Your turn, sir.
All right. Let's see if there's audio. This is 87NP from Clyde Hill. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Jim, for running the net. All good copy. I did have snow, so I had to go upstairs today to pick up something. That's the snow that I had around the antenna, so plenty of snow around. And replacing the brakes. And so, Ron, I almost felt like this was too much. So I had to go to the store 3 times because the car was all metric instead of imperial. So every time I tried my wrenches, it's kind of like I was missing one. But the jack and everything else worked fine. So 2 different YouTube videos and everything went exactly as expected. Something I didn't count, and that was silly of me, is that the car had gotten to this state because the brake wear sensor was triggering, and I forgot to order also a brake wear sensor, and they don't get good again, so you have to replace at least in this car, I've learned this after, you have to replace also the brake wear sensor after. But brake wise and kind of pushing the pistons back and everything just worked. Ron, both audio and video worked fine, Bob the same, and Wade, it seems like there's some delay on the audio coming from your PC, but when you picked up on the 2 meters, now that I think about it, when you picked up on the 2 meters, the echo is because I don't have your call sign to be on the 2 meter audio like Ron and Dave, so that's why we were getting the echo. That's it for now, so sending it back to Jim. Thank you very much again for running the net, and this is 87NP in Clyde Hill.
And that is one go around. Is there anyone else who would like to check in? Nothing heard? Well, hi Lee, I hope you can hear me. If you can, go ahead and take a turn now, Lee. N7KC, the microphone is yours.
This is N7KC, Lee in Port Angeles. I don't know, Jim, if you can hear me or not.
I can hear you on the 1.2 gigahertz. Go ahead, Lee.
I've got a lot of bandwidth here. I'm not being compromised. There we go. All right. Well, thank you, Jim. N7KC Lee in Port Angeles, and I'll I'll say that we didn't get any snow. In fact, I wasn't even aware that you guys had snow until I saw the news. I think it was the day after. Anyway, well, it's just the way it is. The most we've had for snow this year so far, we had some flurries last week that amounted, in terms of precip, about 0.01 inches. So there you go. It was just about at freezing this morning. It was clear here, and so we had radiational cooling. The actual temperature was about 35, but the car windows and whatnot and the rooftops were all frosty from that deep space clear sky. Today was the big deal here in Port Angeles. It was called the Frosty Moss Run, and it is it's an 80-mile relay from Solduck Hot Springs, from Solduck area, clear over to Blinn Mountain, or actually not Blinn Mountain, but Blinn on Highway 101. So they use our local repeater for it. They have a lot of people stationed along the way, and they're probably still, no, they're done by now, I think. But they had a lot of teams sign up for that, and then they had a half. It went from Port Angeles to Blinn. They had a smaller one, and so all these folks were jogging along the Olympic Discovery Trail, having a good time. Wade, if you're listening, I have yet to be successful to get on my little mesh core device here. It's a Heltec V3, which I get tons of repeaters and all that sort of stuff. And I double checked the channel, the information you sent me. It's all good, but I'm not getting any returns. So I'd be curious to know what's going on there. Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else, I guess. I kind of wanted to join the net. I'm a little surprised that Dave isn't here. I'll have to give him a call and find out how it's going for him. So, Jim, thank you very much. I'll send it back to you. This is Lee, N7KC in Port Angeles. Go ahead, Jim.
Roger that, Lee. Okay, I'll add you into the normal sequence after this next go-around. I was just going to comment a little bit about the weather myself. Ron, 4 inches of snow. Don't know if you saw it, Lee, but Carlos was showing us snow on his rooftop. It looks to me just about 4 inches or so. No tape measure there, but it looked pretty darn close to that. That's about what I had at my house as well. Tree problems, well, I had some limbs that were hanging way down. I have a mailbox, of course, on the curb in front of the house, and a tree limb was obscuring the mailbox, but the mailman managed to go underneath the tree and put mail in my box anyway, and promptly get covered with snow upon leaving the mailbox. But I guess the mail must go through. He did a good job. Bob, rain and snow, but no accumulation. Camera and star tracker. Yeah, I never understood why old people wanted to move to warmer climates until I became an old person. And I got to tell you, I was shoveling yesterday, and it was probably more slush than it was snow, to be perfectly honest. It was heavy, and it was wet. It had the consistency of a Slurpee, but I managed to get most of the front of the house cleared out and out to a little ways into the street, maybe 10 feet into the street. I probably did a path about maybe 30 feet by 50 feet or something like that in front of the house, just so that going out to and from with the cars, we wouldn't drag all that stuff into the garage. And I'm sore today, but oh well. And yeah, Bob, I think you'll have to wait a while to get some warm and clear nights around here. Sorry about that. Carlos breaks, the metric system got you. Yeah. I had to break down and buy some metric wrenches as well, which I use almost never, ironically, but nevertheless, I had to get some. Lee, don't know about the Frosty Moss run, but no snow in Port Angeles. That's good. I was thinking about you. I saw the weather lady, and I don't remember which television station it was, but she reported snow in Crescent, not too far down the road from you. But it looked like PA may be spared, and Squim as well. So anyway, let's see. Next up, we will go to Ron, KD7QKU. Go ahead, Ron.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Jim. Well, it's kind of surprising that Lee didn't get any snow and Bob didn't get much. I guess it was kind of Seattle and south. My snow was like Jim's snow. It was wet. It was about 33 degrees here all day, and it snowed all day long. It kind of melted down as it snowed. If it had been, if the ground had been frozen, it had been a little bit colder. I think we'd have had a lot of snow. But as it was, I would say we had 4 inches. Well, I had kind of an interesting thing happen, I guess you could say. So we bought a new Toyota pickup in 2006. And it seemed like, some years later I had to replace the battery in it. So it sits in the backyard now where the motorhome used to sit. And I keep battery tender on it. I have an extension cord out there, so keep the battery up. Because I don't drive it very often. I was driving it when I went to the Ham Club, but then I kind of stopped that too. So anyway, here a while back, I went out and I taken the charger off of it and I let it sit overnight. And I checked the battery and it was between 60 and 80%. So that told me that it wasn't holding a good charge. So I told Joanne, I think I need to replace that battery before we take the pickup someplace and it won't start. So I drove down to the Toyota dealer. So I had the original battery, and then when it quit, I had Michael's Toyota put a battery in it, and I had them put their best battery with an 84 month. So I went down to the Toyota dealer and said I'd like to have a battery and I'd like to have them put it in. So he said, sure. And I said, well, is there any way you can look at Michael, my service record on my truck, and see when I bought the battery that's in there? I can't remember when I got it, but I know it's a second battery. So he said, I might be able to do that. So, okay. So I went in and sat down and made myself a cup of hot chocolate, and Jiminy Christmas, he was in there before I could hardly finish my hot chocolate. And he said, we're all done. And I said, okay. So I went out and I was paying him, and he said, I can't hardly believe this. And I said, what's that? And he said, well, it looks like you bought that battery in 2013. So holy smokes. He said, I never saw a battery last so long. So it was an 84-month guaranteed battery, but I guess it lasted from 2013 to, almost 2026. I actually got it, just last week. So, man, oh man, I got good service out of that one. So I got another one just like it, so we'll see how. I probably won't live long enough to see it need replacing, but anyway. So, yeah, so that's my story. So back to net, KD7QKU.
Thank you, Ron. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net, and we are on the WW7ATS repeater. This is N7QO. Well, Lee, we just had you, so right now we're going to go to Bob, K9PQ. Your turn, sir.
Yeah, Carlos, replacing the brakes. Good for you. I haven't done that, wow, in a very, very long time. I'm not sure when I ever did it myself. I helped my dad do it a few times, and I believe I did it myself. When I was helping my dad, it was drum brakes, and let me tell you, they were much harder to replace than disc brakes. Um, but yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. And as for the car battery, you reminded me, Ron, when I uh, had to replace the battery in my Forerunner. I bought it used, and it was the original battery. It was a Panasonic battery, which was factory installed when they built the car, and it was probably somewhere around that age. But since then I've just got regular, local made battery, local ones you can buy locally. I don't know if you can buy a Panasonic battery around here. What else? Yeah, shoveling snow and being sore. I can imagine. I'm glad that was not something I had to deal with. And I didn't check for frost on my car. On those clear nights, yeah, I don't remember, Lee, if I did have frost. I didn't. Uh, there are days I never even go out back to look at the car. So it may have been once or twice. And I certainly understand about people wanting to move to a warmer climate. I think I'm done. I think I have no plans to move from here. Let's put it that way. Things change, things happen, but right now I have no plans to move from here. So, yeah, we'll be hoping for warmer, clear skies. It may be a while, but I'm really looking forward to trying to get the camera working, get some shots, see what I can find. Okay, I guess that's it for me. I'll send it back, K9PQ.
Thank you, Bob. Wade, W7ITL. Your turn, sir.
All right. Let's see if I get an audio this time. It looks like I do. I got audio this time. Awesome. Well, I will make this very short because I don't have a lot to say tonight. So I went to the Radio Club at Tacoma this morning, and a little late in the morning. And then I went to the general meeting that they have every month, and pretty good meeting. Besides that, I've just been hanging out today, and went out to eat with my wife, and we had a few beers. Got back, and we had some shrimp tacos, and that's about it. What I got going on tonight. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you, Carlos. Nice to see you, Jim. And Ron, nice to see you. All right. Well, I'll send it back to Net. This is W7ITL.
Thank you, Wade. Let's see. Next up is Carlos, 87NP. Your turn, sir.
All right, thank you, Jim. 87MP from Clydehill. I took some notes this time. I like, Bob, that you're already on a warmer climate. It's good wishful thinking. And on batteries on old cars, I don't know, Ron, I've never had that luck of kind of 12 years kind of battery. I have a car that's parked and it's kind of, I think I use it once or twice a year, and it's a Honda CR-V. And I have one of those trickle chargers, but I feel like every 2 years I have to replace the battery, even with the trickle charger. So that's kind of hard. Wade, good audio this time, so it was pretty good. This reminds me also that I had some additional pictures to share with you all from the Mike and Key swap meet, and this is, from what I could tell, a manual generator. I guess a nice fellow would have to sit down there and just do some arm force, and then would generate energy. I thought that was a good one. This was some use LNB that I was trying to figure out what frequency, and if it's something that, of course, I didn't need, but I think it was that. I've been looking into getting an antenna that do 2 meters 70 and 1.2, but this one was not the one for me, so I've skipped it. I like this one. It said RF goodness on the box. It had lots of RF components, some more mixers. I thought about this one was pretty good for our analog TV days. It's interesting that the second time I passed by, the top TV was no longer there, and it was working pretty well. Quite amazing. This is a dish that I did not take. There was a fellow going around with a piece of ham and a radio on it, and he had a table there, and he was very proud of this ham radio. I thought it was fun. And together with his cantenna. Some other equipment. This one I did get. It was some 10 gigahertz horn. I did not bring the big boxes that were the 3 centimeter transmitters. I just bought some transverters, some good probes, some good power probes, but unfortunately I don't have that HP equipment, so did not bring some Osler 75 meter, and I think that was it. That was it for now. And so sending it back to Jim from 87 NP in Clydeville. Back to you.
Thank you, Carlos. And we'll call that 2 rounds. You're listening to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Is there anyone else who would like to check in at this time?
This is KM7EHQ, Roger.
Kilo Mike 7 Echo Hotel Quebec. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. More of just a check. I was having some antenna issues earlier in the day, and I've made some adjustments. I was just wondering how my reception is, please. Thank you.
I would call it outstanding. Good audio. Sounds like you're hitting the repeater with no trouble at all. Good, strong signal. Full quieting. Good. I'd say the antenna's doing a good job. N7QO.
KM7EHQ. Thank you very much for that report. I'm here in the Clearview area, and all is well. The snow is gone, fortunately. Yay! KM7EHQ. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I agree. Yay. Okay, so let's see. Now we are going to the top of the list one more time. Let's see, half past the hour. Ron, K9P, KD7QKU. Go ahead, please.
I feel like we skipped Lee.
Well, I was going to put him back in the rotation after you, since he came just before you last go around.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see. I lost my train of thought if I had any. So anyway, Carlos is going to come over tomorrow, and we're going to tie that tree back together. So the piece is laying in my yard. It's not very big. It's probably, 4 inches. Maybe at the base it's 5 inches in diameter. So I have a little electric chainsaw. I have a gas chainsaw, and then I have a reciprocating saw. So I think what I'm going to do is either use the electric chainsaw or my reciprocating saw and just cut it in half and put it in the driveway. And then I can delimb it and put it in the yard waste container and cut it up in small pieces and put it in there. I don't have any use for it. So that's, I guess, my project for tomorrow. The lawn is pretty squishy. I was thinking about doing it on Monday, but then Armando called and said he wanted to come over at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so that'll be fine. So we can get it back kind of pulled together so it looks like a tree again. It'll be missing that one part, but I guess that's the way it goes. Can't put it back. So, Carlos, you said Mike and Key. When was that? If it hasn't been this year, was it? If it was, I guess yeah, you're nodding. It was this year. I'll be darned. I guess I did get a card from them telling me I'll have to go look at it when they were going to have the Mike and Keep. So I guess I missed it. Probably wouldn't have went anyway. I don't know if I went last year. Used to go every year. Lots of stuff to look at, that's for sure. I have so much stuff anymore. I need to get rid of it, not buy any more, that's for sure. So anyway, I have 35.7 degrees here. It's cooling off tonight. It didn't freeze here last night. I think when I got up this morning, it was about 35. It rained and had a few snowflakes, and then it was warm enough all night that the snow fell off the trees. That was good. All the trees in the neighborhood. It was, it was a wet snow, and it accumulated on everything. I did go out and I knocked those limbs that were bent over, or the tree, whatever you want to call it. I'd taken the longest thing I had, and I whacked them, and I tried to knock the snow off. I went out twice in the morning. It snowed really hard in the morning that day, and I went out and knocked the snow off twice, and then about, 11 o'clock or so, I was going to go out and knock it off again, and it had broken that one down, and I'd taken some pictures. So, that's about it. Back to net, KD7QKU.
Thank you, Ron. And now we'll go to Lee. N7KC, the microphone is yours. Go ahead, Lee.
There we go. I've been kind of watching the other folks come on. It doesn't seem like I hear anything until the video actually shows up, even though my call is there. Well, thank you, Covington Jim. This is N7KC Lee in Port Angeles. Awesome, yeah, Carlos, thank you very much for the photos of Puyallup. I think I started going down there about the year it started, and I went every year for years. And I drug a lot of stuff home from Puyallup. And I've sold some stuff at Puyallup as well. And it was always a good time. We used to get down there and line up an hour or so before the doors would open. And there was this big long line. And then they would open the doors and the line would collapse. And it was bedlam. You really couldn't get in. It was just a rush for the tables. So you know what? We finally, that was Jim Forsman and I, generally, he lived real close to me in Seattle. KD7OV was his call. Still is, I think. I text him every now and then. Anyway, we decided that it was pointless to stand in line for an hour. Might just have waited until the crowd rushed in and then just walk in casually. Well, that's what we did. But everybody would get down and have breakfast at a restaurant down there someplace. And then we go over and get in line. Oh my gosh, year after year. Anyway, that's how it was. A lot of fun. I always enjoyed it. And we always had a hamburger or something up there at the snack bar at the end. And just quite an operation. Turns out one of the fellows in our local club over here used to be over in the Mike and Key, and he started that darn thing. And yeah, Chuck Stower is his name, WA7EBH. And he's told me lots of interesting stories about the very early days of Puyallup. Anyway, he's been living here in Port Angeles for some time, but he goes over every year still. he's 80, I think, or 81 or 2, something like that. And he goes over every year. They get a place over there, spend the night, so it works out. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, brakes, brakes, brakes. I haven't done my own brakes in a number of years actually, and as little as we drive over here, I don't think we'll ever have to do brakes again. We took Paula's car in here recently, and it's a 2017 Hyundai, and by golly, that thing didn't need rear brakes, just the front. I said, "What's going on?" I said, They said they're fine, no problem, hardly worn. So there you go. I don't have much else. I think I'll pull the plug. And yeah, Wade, if you're listening, drop me an email and tell me what I'm doing wrong, not being able to get to Tacoma on that private channel. I'm pretty sure everything's set up okay, and I do have a couple local MedCore repeaters that are reliable. I'm going to put one up myself here, not distant future, and then I'll always have a repeater to get into here. Anyway, the more of there are, the better. And with that, Jim, I'm going to say I see we're a quarter till. I have a net clock up here. You can see the red LEDs up here where my finger is. But anyway, it's a GPS net clock. That's where I get my reference 10 megahertz here for the signal generator and a couple of other gadgets that I have. Anyway, so I'll pull the plug, and by gosh, we'll see you guys down the pike. I did hear from Dave, and he says he's doing well. His recovery is going well, but he's just so tired. So wish him well. All right, back to you, Jim. This is N7KC Lee in Port Angeles. Good night.
Well, thank you, Lee, and good night. Bob, K9PQ, your turn, sir.
Okay. Well, oh, there we go. I was waiting to see my video after what Lee said. I didn't want to be talking into dead air there. Um, well, let's see. I don't have a whole lot else to say. I can't think of tonight. I think I'm going to say my 73s as well. I'll stick around here, listening and watching. But I think I'm done for transferring to the night. It was nice to hear from KM7 EHQ from Clearview, and just nice to have a visitor every so often, even if it is just to test the radio. That's part of what we do as hams, and happy to do that. Um, yeah, I think that's it for me tonight. Um, I've had a couple of social engagements, I guess you'd call it, or just get-togethers with people here at the condo. Um, so I'm starting to get to know some of the people, and uh, building just a little bit of a social group, but not too much of that yet. So much of what I do socially is online these days, whether it's this or like board gaming or role playing games, various things like that. And just keeping in touch with family through a text thread that we all share. So, but I do want to get out and actually, get together with people here more. And it does help, living in the 55 plus community where they have a little bit of a focus of that. It's not like you would have in a retirement village or something like that. But we have a few things each month, and they give us a calendar of events, and so it gives us a chance to get out and see people. So there you go. I'll send it back and say 73, and I will watch and listen out. This is K9PQ.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you and good night. And one quickie comment, Bob. I think what you need to do is convince your neighbors that collectively all of them need to allow you to put up a tower with a big antenna on there. You never know when you might need some emergency communications up there. That's my 2 cents there. Well, everyone's listening to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net, and this is November 7, Quebec Oscar, and up next is Wade, W7ITL. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Thanks for doing the net, Jim. Lee, before I forget, I did want to tell you I did get your message. I just sent you a few texts back on MeshCore. Let me know if you get those. Yeah, Mike and Key. Yeah, Ron, that was last weekend, I think. And I got a few things, just some connectors for the repeater. That's about all I got, but then I tried to sell a few things. I had my Yaesu FTDX10 for sale, and I had a signal generator for sale. I didn't sell any of those. I did sell one other thing. I also brought a desk mic for sale, and I sold that for my price that I was asking, so that's good. Yeah, that's about all I got. Nice to see everybody. This is W7ITL, back to net control.
Thank you, Wade. Carlos, AD7NP, your turn, sir.
All right, audio flowing. All right. Yeah, 87MP back. Thank you, Jim. Bob, I following up on that suggestion from Jim about the tower that you need to have. I'm building some capabilities to contact you. So this is my 11 element 2 meters that I'm going to put up there on the rotator, and I think I should be able to get to you. And Ron, you missed the great presentations from Wade last week. He did 2 presentations on the Western Washington Amateur Television Society at the quick auditorium that they had there. And at the end, they did a demo of a stream from one of the phones there. So that was the little auditorium that they had there. Going back here. This is probably also going to be my last one because my daughter's ordered some food and it just arrived. I was going to say that this week I went out of my comfort zone and I developed an application for the iPhone. And so I'm thinking that probably I'll put together some app for the iPhone and the iPad that would receive and transmit into the repeater. Does not seem complicated, so I'll probably work on that next. I've signed up to be an iOS developer, and does not seem to be a big deal. So we'll give it a try. And I think regarding buying and selling, I have similar experience. I've bought more stuff at the Mike and Key than what I've sold. I've sold. There was 1 year that I even had one of the tables there, and then I sold kind of a little walkie-talkie, and I think the whole experience of carrying everything to try to sell it discouraged me from going down the path of selling. So usually I bring connectors and other stuff, heat sinks. Seems like I'm a big collector of heat sinks. That's it. Again, good evening, everyone. It was great to see you all on the net, and it seems like everything is working without flaws, so that's always a plus. So back to Jim from 87 NP in Clydeville.
Thank you, Carlos. Well, that 11 element 2 meter beam. Wow, that looks that is impressive. And also coming up with an Apple app to access our television repeater. That would be pretty cool. Also, I had a comment which I forgot to mention earlier. Thank you for the picture of that manually operated generator from the Hamfest. I was looking at that and I thought, my goodness, that looks like a medieval torture device. I could not imagine someone trying to sit on that seat and crank that by hand for any length of time. That would break my back. But then again, it's not like I'm in my 20s either. So, okay. Anyway, thanks for that picture. And let's see, that's we're at the bottom of the net now. Is there anyone else who would like to check in? If so, please come now. Okay, nothing heard. Well, my comments, Ron, yeah, outstanding job with that battery that you've got. Maybe that battery tender helped prolong the life of it. But after listening to what you said there, kind of a bummer. Your battery was out of warranty. So I guess, is that bad news or is that good news? Anyway, that was the thought that went through my head. And let's see. We got time for a little bit more. Back to the top of the net. Ron, K87QKU, the microphone is yours.
Okay, well, thank you, Jim, again. Talking about buying and selling stuff. So Jim Andrews on his newsletter, that he puts out, if I'm not mistaken, either this one or the last one, there was some talk about old analog television gear, and it sounded like there might be a market for it. So I don't know if we're interested in trying to get rid of our stuff or not, but if someone wanted to put an ad, on his newsletter, he has a space at the bottom and it's free. We might get some curious people contacting us, and who knows, we might be able to sell some of the, I don't know if we have anything left in the repeater or not. We had the one repeater that was given to us from Tacoma. It was sort of intact, and I have, what do I have, 2 transmitters, a couple of down converters and stuff. So anyway, just food for thought. All right, 73s, everybody. Thanks for running the net, Jim, and we'll see you Wednesday, hopefully.
Roger that. Thank you, Ron. One little quickie comment. Someone said, I would guess it's Wade, the PC Electronics transmitters can be modified to be used as a power amp with our digital television format. And one of these days I'm probably going to get instructions from Wade as to how we can accomplish that, because I may need to do that for my television transmitter. Well, let's see. Lee said good night. Bob said good night. Wade said he was going to be listening. And so we're down to Carlos once again. 87NP, the microphone is yours. Go ahead, Carlos.
Sounds good. 87NP. This will be my last transmission also. I was just, I think I sent on our text message channel. Where is it? I took a closer picture of that generator. Let's kind of just zoom in here. There it is, DC generator. Carefully read the instructions that are packed with equipment. Produced in Santa Barbara, California. And I think from what I could see, it generated 6 volts DC. Probably not the nicest thing to operate, looking at how someone would have to be sitting there. Does not seem like the most comfortable equipment. There you go. All right. That's it for me. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a good night. Thank you very much for running the net tonight, Jim. 87NP final. Back to you, Jim.
Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, I don't think I could convince my wife that she needs to sit down and work that generator. Okay. Well, it's the witching hour now, so we will terminate the net at this time and return the net to normal, return the 2-meter repeater to normal operation. Everyone has been listening to the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. Good night, everyone. This is November 7, Quebec, Oscar.